Hello, Rworld, and welcome back to RWorldTalk. We have another episode coming your way with one of our affiliate members who actually happens to be our affiliate chair, Ms. Jameson Olsen. Welcome, Jameson.
Thank you so much.
So me and you go way back. This is going to be a really nice, easy conversation. For you guys that are listening, this is going to be one of the times that we are basically completely unscripted. I don't have questions prepared in advance.
And uncensored.
And uncensored. Unscripted and uncensored. So make sure that you listen in, you listen closely. Jameson, we all lovingly refer to you as the Ninja Jinja. Let's talk about you. Where'd you come from? How'd you get that name?
So I'm actually from a really small town in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
There was less than 100 people in my graduating class. So, you know, you go to the gas station, you leave your car running.
Yeah,
when you
that's
go
where I'm from.
outside. Yeah, you go to church, you leave your garage door up.
Yeah.
So super small town in Pennsylvania. So
At any moment, the front door of your house opens up and you might have a bunch of people over for dinner.
100%. Like, I mean, when my parents first got a lock on their door that locked, and I couldn't get in. Yeah. I was like, what am I doing?
This is weird.
This is weird. They don't want me here.
Okay.
So yeah, but I got the nickname the Ninja Jinja because actually one of my Denver Realtors gave it to me, and they were just like, you're everywhere. Like, I don't know what state you're ever in. You're just like a ninja.
Yeah.
So
popping out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
Okay, and we know where the ginger comes from.
Yes.
Okay. So from a small, tiny little town with 100 people in your graduating class to this larger-than-life personality that is rocking the marketing world for All My Sons Moving and Storage.
I think I always had a larger-than-life personality. I went to a Catholic grade school, and I constantly was in Saturday detention for talking. The nuns called me a social butterfly in not the most beautiful way.
That's why we get along. I just dug up a report card. Not dug up. My mother dug up a report card and like dropped off all this old paperwork from when I was a kid. And I had the exact same thing. That was it wasn't social butterfly. They used some more colorful language. It was a long time ago, and they sent me home with my report card and a note to my mother that basically said that I was the disruptor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we had good times. All My Sons has been a huge supporter of Rworld. It seems like you guys are the first ones that come to mind. You're always jumping in to be, top sponsor for any kind of event that we are holding, which is we're so appreciative of that. But tell us why it's important in your mind for you guys to really be involved in the Realtor Association and be involved in this business as a whole.
You know, not only is it important just because of the wonderful branding and everything the association does for us, but for us to show that Realtors, that we're here and a pillar in the community that they serve and that we serve together, and that we're here to help them grow. And the association allows us to have that type of reach and that type of impact on Realtors' businesses and their lives.
Okay, awesome. Why do you think that it is important for other people to be affiliate members?
If they want to grow their business, if they want to scale their business, the association, especially this association, is going to be where it's at because the staff it's really important to the staff that the members and especially the affiliates are happy and that they're growing. Because without affiliates, you know, obviously this is a members-driven association with real estate agents, but for affiliates as well, you know, this drives their business. So the staff, they really try to make sure that they're helping affiliates grow their business and reach more real estate agents and promote them. So the association and their staff does a great job of that.
So it's kind of, I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
100%.
I know I could tell you guys that are listening, if you are an affiliate that is thinking about becoming an affiliate member, definitely be prepared and poised for growth. Because when you are giving back to not only this association, but the real estate profession as a whole, we are certainly going to, especially when we find somebody who really has our back, does a great job for us, we're going to start pumping a lot of business your way. And you better be prepared to take on a few more staff members and make sure that you can keep up with everything that's coming.
When you can be in the association as an affiliate member and the association gives you all these opportunities to be in front of people on a professional level and personal level, networking after hours, before hours, when you can do that and you can actually get to know real estate agents other than, you know, just their stats.
Right.
That's really where you're going to gain the business. And I feel like the association does a great job of doing that for affiliates.
Yeah, there's definitely a big difference between seeing somebody and you saying to them, like, here's my marketing materials. This is what I could do for you.
Right.
Send some business my way. But then it's a different story when you're talking with somebody at a networking event and you actually get to know what that person's about. And you realize, you know what, Jameson is really going to get along with my customers that I'm dealing with right now. It's a whole heck of a lot more than just handing somebody a flyer and saying, this is what I'm going to do for you. I mean, you could sit down and have a raw conversation with somebody and see if your personalities click. And if you guys are really going to be able to work well together and share that business.
9 times out of 10, when I'm at a networking event or anything like that, and it's not necessarily quote unquote business related, like a class or something like that, I'm never talking about moving. I'm always talking about other things, what their kids are doing, or,
right.
I saw they did this on social media.
Yeah.
So
I don't even see you carrying around cards. I remember you grabbed me one time and you're like, give me your phone. And I was just like, here you go. You could just take it, and you put all of your contact info into my phone, and you said, you are never going to forget my name. So now you know that you have my number. And I was just like, okay, yeah, here we go.
A little aggressive.
Yeah, a little aggressive.
It's okay to be aggressive, affiliates.
It is okay to be aggressive as long as you're doing it in the right way. Yeah, for sure. I know that a lot of people in my office are currently using your company for their moving needs. We've got a great partnership with you. That goes unsaid. I mean, it's incredible the things that you do. So I want to get into a little bit more about who Jameson is and why you do what you do. One thing that I forgot to say is thank you for being a major investor. You've been a major investor for quite some time now. And it's certainly important to us as realtors, the ones that are in the know and actually understand that we wouldn't have been essential through the pandemic if it wasn't for the realtor party and all the things that we do in that space. I know that you know why it's important. So why don't you talk to the affiliates that are listening right now on what you get out of being a major investor with RPAC?
So affiliates, I'm going to give you the real.
Okay.
When the association, they do a great job of getting in front of affiliates and giving you a bullet pointed list of what RPAC does and, some of the things that it can do for you. But I do feel like the association can do a better job at giving what's in it for them, right? So I was actually the first major investor nationwide when NAR approved affiliates to be major investors. I actually spent like $1,100 on a cake on accident. I just didn't want the guy betting against me to win. And it was Jared Lowe's cake.
Okay. This was up at St. Lucie Bake Sale?
St. Lucie Bake Sale,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, St. Lucie Bake Sale.
It's one of the longest standing traditions of
right.
the association. Okay.
And so they just approved it like the week before. So Matthew didn't know what to do with me. And he's like, okay, well, let's do this. So it opened doors for me that would not have been opened up otherwise. Going to these major investor events that you get invited to where the movers and shakers are of real estate at our association, the top producers, the brokers that you want to get into their offices, but you can't. These events are where you're going to be. Yeah. Having your name on the boards right next to these realtors that are also major investors.
These are the put your money where your mouth is type of people. Yeah,
100%. David Cyril was at Marketing Madness this morning, and he was like, this pin cost me $5,000, but let me tell you the value that it gives.
Yep.
Right? And David is one of the brokers that you want to be in his office as an affiliate member. And, being at MI, when you wear the same pin as these movers and shakers and these top producers, it hits different.
It does.
It hits different.
It's like you're part of the secret club that isn't so secret, but people just don't seem to wrap their heads around the value of that investment.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So it opens doors for affiliates. It puts them in front of people that they otherwise would not have the opportunity to be in front of 9 times out of 10.
Okay. So, well, you guys heard that. There is definitely value for affiliate members to be major investors, especially when it comes to the invites. We do have a major investor event coming up. That's going to be on October 20th up at the PGA National Resort. That is up in Palm Beach. I think the tickets are only $30 to get in, but you are going to be at a really cool auction, open bar, heavy hors d'oeuvres, DJ, dancing, all the movers and shakers are going to be there. So if you want to get in, get your major investor status going, or just bring your checkbook to the auction and we'll get you signed up. And hopefully you end up walking out with some really cool items that you win at auction. But if you are a major investor already, you are going to get invited to the major investor reception that happens in the beginning of that event. And we do have a room block and all kinds of things going on up there at PGA. I think it's only $249 for a night, which is awesome to get that reserve.
That event. So MIs from 2022 get to go to that at no cost.
Yep.
So there's a lot of events that are at no cost to affiliates once a major investor, which otherwise you'd have to pay for.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that. Let's talk about your charitable work, because you seem to be, it seems like every time I open up the gram, it's like Jameson's somewhere else in the world. You're like, where's Waldo or something, or Carmen Sandiego, remember that from back in the day? But let's talk about your charitable work, because it seems to not really have any borders involved with it. I mean, you're involved with things in Florida, Dallas. I just saw that you were at the Vegas Raiders game. And Joey Porter made you take off your flashy Vegas
Joey
jacket.
Porter said, I'll take a photo with you, but it's only if you take that bleep off.
Okay, there you go. So tell us about why you're involved. There's also a charity that you're involved with that you started with your mom up in Erie.
Yes.
So let's talk about all that kind of stuff and sort of what drives you, because you seem to never sleep.
That's people ask me when I sleep, and I'm like on airplanes.
That's a good answer.
Right. So no, I just feel like there's, I've been where a lot of people have been. I used to sleep in my car, and I know what it's like when you can't afford to do what other people are doing. And so I want to make sure that nobody else ever has to do that. And especially youth. I mean, I'm very involved in youth football. I own a company called Hard Count Athletics. We own a competitive youth flag football tournament circuit from ages 6 to 17.
That's so cool.
And we also do youth football camps for NFL athletes. And a lot of those camps are give-backs to players' communities where they grew up.
Okay.
So we do a couple camps for Josh Jacobs. We did a free camp for his community where he paid for every single kid to come back and go to it. We did one in Vegas with about 300 kids. And we did one in Tulsa where he grew up for about 300 kids. And he brings out food trucks and everything like that. And his thing is, let the kids eat, awesome. and take some stuff home, right? So we do a lot of things like that. We did one for T. Higgins in Tennessee, Patrick Surtain down in Fort Lauderdale. And a lot of these we do at our own expense as well. Okay. So to give back. So we did, actually this past summer, we did 3 give back camps. One on a Friday night in Alabama for a Patriots player. Then we were in Tennessee for T. Higgins on Saturday.
Okay.
And then we were in Tulsa, Oklahoma on Sunday for Josh Jacobs.
Wow. Okay.
And these were completely free to the community. We donated our services along with the athlete. And, we just want to make sure that the youth, this is such an impressionable age right now. So we do a lot of that. I'm very, very big in females in flag and getting a lot girls at a young age involved in flag football. And what we do is at our tournaments for the girls divisions, we will give either $500 or $1,000, depending how big the tournament is, back to that program so that they can purchase new uniforms, new flags. Some of these, if some of these girls need to have the fees to be on the team paid for, goes towards that. So big support in that. And then my mom and I actually have a charity called the March Foundation up in Erie, Pennsylvania. And anyone nationwide can donate to this foundation. My grandma died of cancer. She was a smoker. And she had head and neck radiation. And my mom happens to be a dentist. But my grandma did not die from the cancer. She died from an infection in her mouth that spread.
Wow.
So my mom made it her mission to speak at these national dental conventions and international dental conventions about how important, when you are going through head and neck radiation, to make sure before you go see a dentist first, to make sure your mouth is in well enough shape to
handle that kind of thing.
Because a simple cavity that you don't even know you have could kill you.
Wow.
So that's what the foundation is up in Erie, Pennsylvania for the dental school that she works at. And we raise money so that people from the community who can't necessarily pay for dental services that are getting head and neck radiation can come in and get their oral exams and if they do need dental work to fix so they can receive treatment, they can do that at no cost to them.
Awesome. I had no idea that you lived in your car for a while.
Yeah.
That really speaks to some of your personality traits that come out where like success is the only option for you. And I mean, we see people all the time that like work really hard to make sure that our events come together. You have this extra little something about you that, I mean, when you say that you're going to do something, it's always like the best thing that we've ever, seen done, whatever task it was that you were given, which you're doing with being our affiliate chair right now. You've gone over and above every single time. So I think that a little bit of struggle in your life goes a long way sometimes.
Character building moments.
Character building moments. There you go. So you, through all of these things that you have been doing, you've got a pretty deep reach into some pretty influential people and some pretty influential organizations. You had brought us Maria Solis from the NFL to do our keynote for Women Rock the Biz, and it didn't stop there. I mean, it seems like you keep bringing these people into the fold that are very well known and very influential in their own right and have a lot to say about a lot of things. Where does all that come from? Is it just from the involvement that you have, or are these like-minded people that you're bumping into? Do you know them from some other place? Or
yeah, so some of it has to do with being the official movers of the Dallas Cowboys, the Miami Dolphins, SMU Athletics, and so on. Some of it comes from Hard Count Athletics.
Okay.
There are a lot. For example, there's a youth flag football team in Arizona called Elite. It's owned by Elite Sports Management, who the majority of the kids on that team are retired NFL football players, kids, and things like that. So I get to meet them through the flag football. And then, obviously I get to meet a lot of sports agents and so on and so forth through hosting these camps with these NFL players. And every year I have more and more agents reaching out to me being like, hey, can you host our person's camp, or can, whatever the case is. So my name gets passed that way. And I'll be honest with you, going into any conversation I have with somebody when I'm trying to negotiate a contract, when it comes to flag football or anything along that, I'm always in the back of my head, like, what else can I use them for? What else would they be good for, right? I want to bring James Jones, who's a Super Bowl champion from the Green Bay Packers. He played for the Raiders as well. James Jones is an NFL commentator now. I want to bring him here to do some motivational speaking. Things like that, because I'm always like, what can I do for them? And I go above and beyond for them at Hard Count Athletics as well. We're doing a youth flag football league, summer league for Justin Jefferson up in Minnesota.
Okay.
Where we're also scholarshiping some athletes who maybe not be able to afford it, and they're all about giving back. So a lot of that goes a long way, and then I can turn around and say, hey, why don't you come here and do X, Y, and Z? And a lot of these agents also appreciate that, because you're also giving them extra work outside of playing football.
I feel like a lot of those people that you mentioned, well, especially past professional athletes, they've had to work their butts off so hard their entire lives, and they're faced with so much rejection and getting cycled back down into minor leagues and things like that before they move back up. And those people, when they take a stage and they're speaking, it's like you hear about all the hardships that they went through, all the obstacles that they had to overcome in order to get to where they're going. They're so inspirational. We just had Tim Tebow up at Florida Realtors, and just listening to his story, it was like they're eye-opening. And it's amazing that you've got those connections with those people and can bring them in for some of these events. But also, I'm sure that they've helped you grow as well, just listening
100%.
to their story.
Absolutely. And they're very good to us. I was just at the Raiders-Steelers game in Vegas. I was in Josh Jacobs' suite. But being in the suite, you think you're going there to have a good time and cheer and this, that, and the other. And I'm sitting there like, who can I network with?
Yeah.
Like, who do I need to meet?
Right.
Like, who can his girlfriend introduce me to? And that's really where I just can't shut my brain
You
off.
still do it with a drink in your hand.
Oh, 100%. Maybe I'm double-fisted. But my brain doesn't shut off that way.
Right. Yeah, constantly looking for the next connection, which is, I mean, it's amazing. It certainly brings a lot of value, of course, to the company that you're working for, but brings a lot of value back to us here as well. Anything else that you have going on for the rest of the year as far as the affiliates committee is concerned? Any new projects you guys are working on?
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
We're putting together we wanted to do a family photo shoot in November. That might come to fruition. We're definitely doing a pie pickup that realtors will have to sign up for because I need to know how many pies and, apple or a pumpkin.
I had to go gluten-free the last time you had passed out those pies, and I was so excited. Those pies looked awesome.
Yeah, they're like this big. They're the big Costco pies.
And then I couldn't eat any of it.
And then obviously we have the 3 affiliate appreciation nights coming up, and we're finalizing a location for a rebar camp in Port St. Lucie.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. They've been longing for something like that to happen up at Port St. Lucie, so that's awesome that you guys are working on that. Okay, well, I know you are crazy busy, so we're going to get to our final question that I ask everybody who's on the podcast. Tell us about, obviously you travel all over the place all the time, but tell us about maybe a little Florida gem that you long to visit when you're sitting in Dallas in January and it's cold and you just want to get back to Florida. Where are you going?
Yeah. You got to try the Brass Ring Pub.
The Brass Ring Pub.
Okay. It's right off of North Lake and US 1. It's the biggest hole in the wall you'll ever be at. It's so dark inside. And when you come outside, you feel like you're like, oh my God, my eyes. But it has the best burgers and wings and it has the coldest beer. And I'm not even a beer drinker, but it tastes good in my mouth when I'm drinking beer from there.
Okay.
And so the Brass Ring Pub, definitely off of North Lake and US 1.
Brass Ring Pub. Yep. Okay, I'm going to add that to my book.
Definitely a place the association would not have a mixer at.
Okay, so no networking events, but
events, however.
But if you need a bloody on a Sunday morning and you want a nice greasy cheeseburger, you can go over to the Brass Ring off North Lake. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here, and thank you so much for everything that you do for this association, for our affiliate committee, for our members as a whole, especially as being a major investor. And I will see you for sure later on today.
Absolutely.
When we are at Realtor Revolution, and then I'll see you again for Major Investor Night.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Guys, I will see you back next time right here on RWorldTalk.